You're watching Guude. You're watching Guude. Fighting just to save our lives. Got you laughing every night.
Hello guys, how's it going? Once again, we're here on the vanilla server, and this is Jason, and we're playing some Minecraft. Getting shot in the face by a jerk with the bow. Stop it, it hurts me. I feel like they always drop their bows now, or a lot more common than they used to. So, we are here again, chickadee chick or something, I don't know. We left off, we had made our way to the other island. We've come back over here to get some more supplies. We're making our way for the return track. Ran out of iron, and I've started placing these signs around. Well, I placed one. I was going to do it all before I started recording, me just run by them, but then I realized I kind of want to go back over there and kind of place them this way. So, as everyone knows, we do these, by the way, this is insane shots. We do these videos for charity, Extra Life to be specific, which helps sick kids all around the United States. Maybe Canada? I don't think Canada. Well, you can't see your hunger when you're on a cart. That's interesting. Okay, I guess I'm full. If you are one of the donors through GameWesp, you get little special perks. You can always donate directly at extra-life.org. Oh, you've ruined my day, you jerk. You jerk. Is this going to bring me up close enough to where I keep moving on? And if you'd like, you can also donate on GameWesp.com, where I have a GameWesp channel set up. Link's always in the description, of course. And like I said, you get little special bonus perks from doing that if you are so inclined. One of those top tier perks is a shout out in a video. So I want to do that today. Go ahead and give those guys the shout out that they deserve. And what I want to do for that is to place their names around up and down this track, so we'll see them more than once. This will be a multiple shout out occasion. And yeah. So we're gonna go all the way back over here. Speaking of GameWesp, I forgot to upload the video that they were supposed to get yesterday. So if you are a GameWesp subscriber and you expect to get your videos early, I do apologize. I forgot to do that. But that shouldn't be a problem. Though this one right now is actually late. It should have been up about an hour ago. And I'm recording it now. Hope to get it up today. So as I say that this shouldn't happen again, it's currently happening right now, just about. Probably could remove some of these now that we've tested our setup a bit better. Alright, so we've made it over here. I want to check and see if there's anything in any of these chests that we can use. Yeah. Gotta get out of here. I probably could chop down these trees over here, but I got quite a bit. I did some chopping before we got started today, so that that wouldn't be an issue. Yeah, it doesn't look like I actually have anything of value over here. Value. If you haven't been watching, I am playing BioShock Infinity? BioShock Infinite now. Finally made it to that game. Here looks like a good spot. Well, I'm placing these down in the order in which people donated. So DDRGHT 1 2 3 4 5. What a name! What a name! Thank you for your contribution to the children. Anyways, been playing BioShock Infinite and really enjoying that game. Though I hate that I didn't get as far. I like to record these type of things well in advance. Because that game is a game that is going to have spoilers in it, and I don't want to be spoiled. So I wish I could have recorded it all so I could read the comments, because I've been basically avoiding the comments as a result of this. My inability to be recorded all the way up until spoilers would not matter. April is actually the person that did my channel art. The thumbnail art you see, as well as the banner on my channel, are both by her. So Thank you, April. She's a fantastic artist, guys. If you don't know, she did my old channel art as well, which I guess is where my thumbnail comes from. Is my old channel art. So moving along here. But yeah, about BioShock, man, that game. They've done a fantastic job with the writing in this particular one. It touches subjects that are sometimes things that people want to avoid talking about, so I appreciate that, basically. Speaking of games that are really good and should be watched, and also thank you, the real Norway MC. Wait, did I say MC? I think I typed NC. I'm gonna mess this one up. Let's go back. I did messed you up. I'll fix you. Don't you worry there. I've finished. I mean, obviously I finished, but the new Telltale episode for Tales from the Borderlands is being uploaded right now, and I gotta say, man, Telltale are bad people, man. I tweeted about it earlier, but there's only 2 games that I could think about in the last many years that have affected me emotionally. Thank you, Walrus Boots, by the way. And they're both by Telltale. The first one being The Walking Dead. I remember sitting in a hotel room in Paris right before Minecon Paris, and the next episode of The Walking Dead had come out, the last episode of season 1, and I remember sitting there and crying my eyes out at the finale of that story, which was weird because I got to play a little bit earlier than Pause, because it released earlier in Paris, just because of time zones and that sort of thing. And it's funny because he wasn't able to play it before he left to come over, right? And he was really upset, and I kept wanting to talk about it, but I couldn't because he had had the chance to play it. So all of Minecon, I was like, my God, why don't you? And like his laptop wouldn't run it, which was weird too, because he had this really nice gaming laptop, and meanwhile I had played it on my laptop, which was a shitty Toshiba laptop. I mean, no, it wasn't shitty, but it wasn't made for gaming. So I'd always thought that was pretty funny that my non-gaming PC, for whatever reason, ran that Telltale game way better than his gaming PC could. Lay. Thank you, Lay. I don't want it to be covered up by vines. Gone. Pie gone. The pie is all gone, man. We ain't got no more pie, Guude. Keep going here. But yeah, the first one being the first game that I'm referring to here is The Walking Dead, and the second being the current Tales of the Borderlands. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but not only did I cry while recording it, last night I'm sitting here editing it, and it just thinking about what upset me, got me crying like a little baby again. So yeah, they definitely got me on this one, that's for sure. Damn Telltale and their good writing. So we get to the top of this hill here. Let's put it right there. Indian. Alright, right around here we needed another is it here that we need some more boost? Yeah. And before we come around that corner we put one right here. For pink swiper. Swiper, no swiping. That is a man that's watched too much Dora. Right there. Crap, I don't have any inventory room for anything. if we can get back here enough that I can place a redstone torch right there where I want it. I cannot. That's not an option. Give me this. Like that. Well, shit. This is not going the way I intended it to. Okay, that's all right. It's not so bad. Okay. So in the last episode, I thought I knew you guys. There's been many a times where I've done something on accident, and it was really a dumb thing. Like, I don't know, I've done lots of stupid things. I ain't got a list. So the last episode, I decided like it wasn't something I decided before I started recording or anything, but in the middle of the recording, I'm out there in the water talking about this redstone block, and when I first placed it under the plank, I thought I really wasn't thinking about what I was doing, and I was like, oh well, shit, that didn't work. But then I realized what I needed to do, and then I proceeded to place it in all these random spots. And I was like, oh man, they're gonna lose their shit. They're gonna be like, oh my god, dude, you're such a fucking moron. And I guess you guys are just too nice now. I remember a time when there would have been some comments about what a fucking moron I am, and there really wasn't. There was like 2 people that were like, hey, you did that wrong. Here's what you should do. Just so we can help you. Because we're nice and friendly and we're just trying to help. I was blown away, man. I'm so used to people being angry. But then again, it's not like you're always nice the rest of the time, because I've had some comments in the not too distant past that were very mean. So I don't know what the hell, man. I don't know what happened on that video yesterday, but I straight up acted like a complete moron, and no one called me on it. So that was a weird experience for me. Just saying. All right, so we've worked that out. Now we're going this way. And what's the next one we're due here? Oh, little man. I was about to say, why'd you stop, little man? Oh, I missed. I didn't miss that time, though. Oh, you fast, little bastard. Alright. So we got one right there. I think it's a little too close to have another sign that soon. It's like when you go down the highway and you see those, this segment of road has been adopted by whatever. It's that the same kind of mentality there, right? So yeah, here's how it's supposed to be, and no one called me on it. Well, no, I'm not saying no one, but the majority of people did not call me on it. It's really shocking for me. So I was thinking about something the other day. It's right before we left to go out of town, and there was this a scout ant. I don't know if they're called scouts or not. You know how like ants, there's the queen ant, and then there was the ant that has wings that's not a queen, but it's got wings still. Then there's the soldier ants, and then there's like the worker, or the drone worker ants, whatever. Well, whenever it's, I don't know how exactly it works. I don't know if it's like lemmings, where after a certain point of overpopulation, they just kill themselves and jump off a cliff. It's kind of interesting how locusts swarm and how that whole thing works. That's a story for another day. Anyways, imagine if humans worked the same exact way as ant colonies. Can you imagine being that human that popped out with wings? Like, can you imagine being the first human, in fact, that popped out with wings? You probably never would even know. Hell, this fucking shit might have already happened and we wouldn't know about it, because when Wing Boy pops out, authorities get called, I imagine. I imagine there's like a procedure that every hospital is trained in. There's like a diagram. Is this shit normal? And then there's like an example of Well, that shit's way not normal, and one of them is Wing Boy. And there's probably like a diagram of The Fly, too, from the movie The Fly with... Oh, God, what's his name? Oh, man, I said his name on accident in the recording the other day, and I can't remember his name. Doesn't matter. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. You know. Anyways, yeah. I kind of wish that I mean, I wonder how many species there are like that, where there's different roles. I mean, it's kind of like living in China, right? You're born, you're born, and your role has already been assigned. The only thing is the Chinese haven't worked out how to create Wing Boy yet, I guess. But it's the same principle, right? You're born, and you might fucking come out as Wing Boy, and your job is to fly around and scout shit. Which is basically the same as you're born and your job is to work in a factory for iPhone. For Apple, to be more specific, I guess. You know, playing BioShock and seeing the level of racism and everything. I live in the South, so... It's actually a fucking miracle that that I am not a bigot and a racist. It's interesting, like, you know, things like the N-word were commonly said in my household, and I don't think they were said in a way that was meant to be racist. I mean, they were fucking racist as hell, but it was like the people saying these words didn't identify that they were being racist, if that makes sense. Like, they don't... Sometimes people can't see how wrong they are. Like, my grandmother is, for the most part, okay. She's pretty progressive for someone that grew up in the time period that she did. She's almost 90 years old at this point. And when it comes to, like, racial type stuff, she seems pretty okay for the period of time she was raised in. But when it comes to things like, let me quote her, the gays, there's no middle ground. There's no talking to her about what the hell did I hit? I guess I hit T. About the gays. So, but you know, I was thinking about welcome back. I was thinking about slavery, and really, we never got rid of slavery. Let's be honest. Like, when I see the kind of jobs that people are doing for minimum wage, that shit's slavery, man. Let's be honest. Because, I mean, granted, it's not slavery. It's not. I'm not going to try to diminish what slavery was, just to make sure that that's clear. I'm not trying to take away or anything, diminish how bad it was. But, to be honest, we were paying the people that we were imprisoning, so to speak, by giving them a place to live and food and that type of thing. Now, granted, your average McDonald's worker that's getting paid, they must always drop a bow now. If that's true, man, that's a big UHC change. So yeah, you know, it's minimum wage is low, like I'm saying. And we can't beat our workers at McDonald's, but I don't know, man. The emotional abuse of a lot of these minimum wage jobs is pretty high, I feel. Again, I know that I'm equating this to something that it's really not. I know that. Don't get me wrong here. But it's not much different, man. Like, when people are working as hard as they are to, at the end of the week, come home making $500 or whatever, that's just sad. It really is. Like, we gotta admit that shit is sad. And ain't nobody doing nothing to fix it. I mean, people claim to be, but I can assure you the people in the higher up positions that are making, you know, 6 figures a year do not actually give a shit about the people that are down making, what is minimum wage now? Like $7, $7.25, something like that. I can't even imagine working 40 hours a week for $7 an hour. $7 an hour. I think that's what it is. Pretty sure it's $7 an hour. Whatever the number is, it's too fucking low for people to live on, especially cities. I mean, where I live, I imagine you could probably get by honestly on minimum wage, because there's not the cost of living here is a lot lower than somewhere like New York City, or even like somewhere like Raleigh, which is the biggest city near me. For anyone that doesn't know why I said Raleigh, even somewhere like that, the cost of living, like looking at house values and stuff, like the property I bought not too long ago, if that was anywhere else in the world. Whoa, did you see that? I'm almost positive. You guys rewind the video and tell me what the hell just happened with my spruce wood. I'm almost positive I just lost like 10 at once. I'll watch this shit closely now. Something weird just happened. I don't know what it was. I swear I saw that number change in a way that it shouldn't have. Anyways, I imagine there's a way, when we combine the two different things I've talked about, that we could work out a way to get fucking Wing Boy up in here and solve all of these problems. I don't know how we manage that, but I wish I knew. I feel like Wing Boy's the answer. If we could just breed Wing Boy. Imagine that, like Amazon, they've got these drones they're trying to make, you know, so they can deliver stuff. Imagine how good of a job, I mean, look at, again, talking about the rate at which you're willing to pay people. I mean, I can't imagine being a guy in college right now, just hoping that the job market's going to be something that's going to allow me to find a job once I actually get my degree, and that the job I get is this entry-level position is going to accept me at entry level and not expect me to have 4 years on the workforce. That's one of the most frustrating things, is like, I can't imagine having to fight in this job market for a job. It would be stressful. But yeah, like Wing Boy, he could get a job as a delivery man, like pizza delivery. Shit. If you show up for a job interview and you got fucking wings, I guarantee, man, he could get the Red Bull sponsorship. Oh my god. Red Bull would be all over that shit. So really, I think the moral of this story is someone needs to make Wing Boy, and that's where the real money's at. You know, I had this roommate for a period of time. He was an interesting fellow because he was kind of a loser in the way that Chris, if you're out there, I'm sorry, but it's the truth, man. I don't think there's any chance that he's watching my videos or even knows I exist. I imagine if he was watching my videos, I don't even know. He tried to find a way to be in them or something. I'm being an asshole at the moment, honestly, because he wasn't a terrible person, but he made some weird life choices that I could never quite understand. And one of those was whenever I was living in Rock Hill, he had a decent job in Charlotte. Because I met him when we both worked at that tech support place I've talked about before, SetLink, and I had met him there, and he moved in with me, and I was like, he was probably about 10 years older than me, because I was 17 at the time, and he was in his 20s. So I imagine he was, I don't know if he was quite 27, but he was definitely older than I was by a pretty big margin. Well, there was a dispute at SetLink, and again, he wasn't working there anymore. He had moved on to some job in Stroud. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a decent job, and he had been there for a couple months. He was making decent money. But there was a dispute at SetLink, and it was a really trivial one, but So here's the deal. The owner decided to give everyone off for New Year's Eve, right? So that meant, like, they God, how did it work? Yeah, they were off New Year's Eve, so they go out and party for that night, right? But people that had to come into work at I was third shift. New Year's Day, no such thing. So I didn't get a day off because I was told I was third shift. I didn't need to have New Year's Eve off, and New Year's Day wasn't the day that we were getting off. And I was like, well, this is fucking bullshit. I deserve the same time off everyone else is getting. But the owner of Setlink did not agree with me. I sent him an email. It was an email from a 17-year-old, that's for sure. In which I informed him that his policy-making choices were fucking bullshit. It wasn't a very professional email. I do remember that much. I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was again. It came from a 17-year-old. Not that there aren't tons of mature 17-year-olds. I thought I was the most mature motherfucker on the block at that age, but you'll look back at your life on a rate of every 5 to 10 years and realize that guy that used to exist 5 or 10 years ago, he's long dead. He'll never exist again, and that person that you thought you were and would be for the rest of your life is someone completely new now, and the person you thought you were, you never really were, and you're just someone new now, basically. So yeah. Alright, so here's where I was going to come down at. We need to change that up just a tad. But anyways, so what Chris did is I put in my notice at that point. I was like, yeah, I'm done. Because me and Paul, the owner, argued back and forth in our email. He wasn't much more mature than I was, to be honest. He started his business pretty young. I don't think Paul was but in his 30s at that point either. So it was two immature people arguing with each other, basically. Not that people aren't mature in their 30s, but again, he was kind of a man-child, kind of like I am now. Play video games all the time. Anyways, so I put in my notice, and Paul said, no need for a notice. Here's 2 weeks severance, and don't come back. I was like, sweet! So my now wife, at that time we were just dating, of course, and I call her up and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna move. I think I'm gonna move to Raleigh because I have a house there, and I also think I am gonna take a week. I got 2 weeks severance. I'm gonna take 2 weeks and go to the mountains. You should come. And so that's what we did. And Chris decided that meant he should also take a vacation for 2 weeks. Since I was, why not him too? And he didn't come with us to the mountains or anything. He just took a 2-week vacation. And so when I get back from the mountains, he didn't have no damn job. And he was like, well, I guess I'm moving to Raleigh too. And I'm like, nobody invited you, man. What the fuck? Which he did. He ended up moving to Raleigh with me, man. And he lived here for a while. Alright, we're going to see if he drops this enchanted bow. Okay, he did not. So that answers my question of do they always drop their bow. Hey, there seems to be a lot more of you these days. I don't appreciate that. You ruined my UHC. And she dropped a lot of bottles. I guess you can't drop potions. They don't exist right now, right? I went to this cave the other day, off camera. You guys haven't seen that. So that's why there's some light already in here. I don't have any inventory for this stuff. But yeah, I don't know why I was talking about Chris. I don't know what brought me to this tangent. But yeah, I always thought it was weird how he quit his job and followed me up this way like he did. And then I end up... Oh, man, that guy. Like, I was looking for work up in this area when I first moved up here. And so I ended up getting a job with a temp agency. And I was just doing some data entry stuff. And I, like, did their whole, like... They hired me for like 3 months, and I did all of the work I was supposed to do in like 2 weeks. And so they didn't know what the fuck to do with me. So they ended up giving me a full-time job. And they were just training me, and then they still needed someone to do some other stuff. And they asked me if I knew anyone. I was like, actually, I do. And I've told this story before, I'm sure. I think I've told all the stories at this point. Anyways, they needed someone, so I tell them about Chris. Like, well, we need to see his resume. So I upload his resume to the thirdshift.net, which was a website that existed from my time at Setlink, and it had all kinds of... It was all over the fucking place. Who knows what that site was meant to actually be. It was started by the guys that were on third shift before me, and it was almost made to purposely be offensive to just people with they just weren't ready for what they were about to get. I guess I don't know. It was just a site, you know. And so, anyways, I put his resume up on the thirdshift.net and printed it out, and then they see the address bar on the printout, and they go to the site and they immediately fire me because they had like a picture of me on the site, and then all the content that me and the other third shift guys had put on the site. And anyways, it was offensive enough in this here Bible Belt area that was enough to fire my ass over it. And Chris had just started working there that day, so I ended up getting him a job at AIT. I got him several jobs. For the man to be older than me, he probably should have been way better at being an adult than I was. But anyways, I'm just shit talking this guy that no one even knows, and there's no reason for it. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm also gonna end the episode here. There's still a handful of people whose name I didn't get put on the track here, but I will continue that on in the upcoming episodes. Been working on Crap Cam. Yep. Wow, that's gonna be a porn site for people that if that's your thing. That's fine. I'm not judging, but it's not my thing. Anyways, I have some pretty good plans to make a game with it. I think in the next couple weeks I'm gonna bring up a couple more streams. It's gonna be more than one stream, which you guys are probably like, "Fuck, we don't even need one." Well, you're about to get a couple more as well, but that'll be a topic for another day. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
That's right. Wet.
It's wet.
Yes, I'm wet.
I am wet, huh? Get it on top of my head.
It goes.
Oh, okay, it's really cold. So we're supposed to challenge someone else to do it too, and just keep going. Just keep dumping it. So everyone's pretty much been challenged at this point, I think. So I know.
Tiny.
Okay, it's really cold.
That's you.
Yeah. Oh, there was some ice. So let's go with Wes Wilson. Oh God, who else hasn't been challenged? Oh, let's say Mukaki. And I don't have anyone else. Oh, you've enjoyed.
You'll say ready.
I'm ready. You gonna do it again. Oh boy. Ah! Ah! Oh God! It's so cold. Okay, we gotta stop now. It's too cold.
You'll say it goes.
Okay.
Mommy, you just say it goes.
All right. Hooey! It's cold. Yes, sir. It's cold. Yeah, sit down. Oh, it's ice, huh?
Oh my God.
All right, sit down. It's gonna be cold. Here it comes. It's going up.
Yes. Yes. Let me try your head.